Hi guys, it's me Andrea, and I'm taking part here in the Women in Horror Month. It's an art crawl, and actually it's from the CAC group hosted by Tania Barnes, and the idea about, or there's someone in the group, she's absolutely mad about that horror stuff, and that's Shadee Kat. So if you want to have a look and see more, go on the CAC page or look for the Women in Horror Month titles in YouTube, and I think you will find quite a lot. So I thought about that. It's about actually women in horror films and in all this genre, and which role they have. And I thought about that. So what I'm doing here, I have this the drawing. I always save my drawings to save time when I use it ever again. So I have it on parchment paper and can trace it. So I used the black gesso page here, and this is a stencil I made. It's a nice spider, and go over it with modeling paste here and let that dry. Meanwhile, I work on my tissue paper. I drew this woman on a tissue paper and I cut it to size, or I tear it to size, let's say like this. Let that dry. No, it's not right. I go and work on the page first, and I will keep that in this, in the past, this typical movie, you can think of the screaming women were all in black and white. So I'm not keeping this page very colorful part, a few bits and bobs here, but mainly very, very black, white, grey-ish. So I remove a bit with my baby wipe, and I now go over with this crackle paste in white. It was a bit boring only with this grey in the background, and I thought I will make it even more distressed with the crackled background, and I will go over with paint afterwards as well, so it looks really dirty, and yeah, something's going on. And that after that dried, it dries quite quickly. Go over with a heat gun and it's dry, and it crackles immediately. So what now? I glue my little lady down, and she's screaming the hell out of her about this spider. And I think that's one of this typical thing you think about women in horror movies or shows. They're the screaming ones, not the heroes. It's the weak little one screaming, and at the end of the day, they are victims, aren't they? That's my idea when I think about that. I'm not into horror films a lot. The old ones in the past, they were quite interesting, but what's nowadays on, I don't know. It's so much into your face, and nope, no. So I'm going on and colorize my little spider here, and I use mainly browns. Go over there, and I will shade it in later, much more, but for now I work with my acrylic paint here, and I go over the whole bits in lightest and darkest, darker brown shades. So don't know why I always stop here. I could have cut that all out. Sorry about that. I didn't look properly. It looks like, yeah. I haven't done that in a hurry at all, so don't know why. Yeah. I was a bit distracted, I think. Peter was talking to me, so. And I use in here this skin color for her arms, and yeah, a bit of shading later then. And I will keep her dress in black and grey as well, so that it's yeah, fits in a bit, or it's very monochrome. So yeah, we'll go over the mouth later then. Still trying to shade my little spider here with white gesso I had left over there on my palette. But I think at the end, a bit of brown here at the end, I go over with my pit pens. That worked much better. So, and with all my brown tones here, next on my palette, I start and work on her hair and try to shade that it's not only one color. It's a bit of reflection going on, a bit of white again with a bit of brown again, and so on, working on top of the other colors, having layers, get a bit of life into the hair. And of course it's not black and white then, but I wanted a bit going on there. Only in the greys and black and whites would have been pretty boring. I should have with the black, with the dress, I should have stayed with the black. I put a bit back later, but here into the black, or into the wet black paint, I go in with the whites and greys again. Yeah, I think it made her look a bit wishy-washy, but yeah, that was my first idea. I will go in with a pit pen with a black one later and put a bit of darker black back. So what I do here is now I use my mixed media spray here from Marabou, put it on to the crackles, let it soak in the crackles a bit, and then I dab it off the surface. From this distance it's not, you can see it a bit, you can see it, but you will see it on the close-up much better. It makes the crackles stand out so much more. So I think that's it. We're doing a lot more to the crackles. I think that looks quite good. Looks like an old cellar wall, doesn't it? So a bit of colors to her lips. But in the state she's in, I think she must be pretty pale. So what I have to do now, of course I have to go over all the lines again, because they were all a bit painted over with the acrylic paint, and to get them back I use my pit pen marker, and I do the same. I go around the spider, and that defines it much more. Okay, so the dirty bit has gone. I've finished with all the paint. That's why I'm working here on my table without any protection paper, and use my pit pens here to do a bit of shading on her skin. It's a light brown, and I go onto the page with the pit pen and then go and blend it in with my water tint brush here. And as you know, I think you know that all by now, that this pit pens with the India ink in, they give you a little bit of time to work on them before they're dry and permanent. So a few highlights here on my spider. I use my white Posca for that, and an alcohol marker here for shading. And I have quite a huge range of greys. I quite like to shade with them. Very easy. Just go on that side where you want to have the dark. So on here I put a bit of black back into her dress. It was a bit too grey. It was a bit dull, I think. A few highlights into her face here and there. Not sure going on. I think I will put some more into the hair. I will, yeah, definitely. I'm fiddling around because of the lack of color. I'm not that sure about it, but yeah, that lost my attention actually. It's on my own fault. So I give the spider a little bit of a, what do you call it actually? Thread to hang on. Yeah, I think so. And I go around and etch the page to bring it all together. And now I go and fill in again the body here from the spider with my pit pens for shading. First a dark one, then a lighter one, and at the very end a very light one, and I think that looks much better. And a bit of my white pit pen I think I use at the end as well. With my new set of the pit pen markers here, the smaller ones, I have much more colors, and it's really fantastic for shading. Quite like to use it. And it wasn't going on a lot in the background, so I used this that's a stem from Tim Holtz. It's from this grunge set, and that's a piece of a wall stamp. So I wanted to have a bit going on. I didn't want to distract it too much with too much background, but I think the wall makes quite a bit of a difference. And so that's the title of already. And I used this mixed media die from Tim Holtz as well. Quite funny letters. I quite like them. So, and now you can see how I really fuzz around with my titles and letters when I put that down in the words. I always try different position, and when you have all these single letters, it takes a while. Put them up and down. And what I do then when I'm not sure, I take a picture of both positions and then have a look. That makes it so much easier. I can have a look on both and decide what I like more. That's what I wanted to show you as well. Take a picture and then have a look. Yeah, on top it's much better. So I decided to put it back on the top, and I glued it down here with my tacky glue, and that's almost it. I will go around the letters with my white Posca, but that's it. And then you will see a close-up coming. So where you can see a bit better with the crackling, with all the paint went into the crackle. So much better to see there. So now I had a lot of fun with that, and I'm not sure if I love it, but I had fun making it. So here's the close-up. I hope you had fun a bit, and if so, yeah, please give me a thumbs up, and you can leave me a comment if you want to. I always like to read the comments. Absolutely fantastic. Always looking forward to that part, really. So thanks again, guys, and I hope I will see you soon with my next project. And that will be so different, the absolute opposite of what I've done here. So have a look out for that. See you soon. Bye-bye, guys. Have a fantastic time.